Today I'm trying another Olympic sport that I have never played before. This is indoor sprint cycling, one of the fastest sports in the Olympics. Riders race hitting speeds over 60 miles an hour on bikes with no brakes. But what makes this sport really insane is the physics. At high speeds, the angle of the track and the force of their motion actually keeps them pinned to the surface. So every lap is a balance of speed, control, and precision. And it's not just fast, it's tactical. Riders draft inches behind each other, waiting for the perfect moment to sprint, because in races this short, timing is everything. With the 2028 Olympics coming to LA, athletes on Team USA are deep in their training, where fractions of a second decide everything. And now, I'm about to try it.
I think that feels good. I don't know what it's supposed to feel like. How do you just tighten them? Does it go on this side? Is this a good height for the seat?
This is the velodrome in LA, and this is where all of the 2028 cycling competitions will happen for the Olympics.
It might be hard to see in a video, but this is a 45-degree angle. And honestly, when I was here the first time, it didn't look as steep as now when I'm thinking that I'm gonna be riding a bike on that. Now it looks really steep. Some of these bikes can be up to $25,000. The one I'm riding, I do not think is gonna be that much, but that's more than my car. That's more than like 4 times my car. I'm borrowing shoes. I'm meeting Haley. Okay, there should be a little bit of space. Okay, I would say maybe a little smaller. Hello. Good. Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, I've got some shoes. Yeah, twist them. Yeah, click them. They're kind of hands through. Crank mine down.
Okay, they feel good.
This is Mandy.
Hello, I'm Monet.
I'm Mandy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, the thing that I got taught my first session that helped me is that it's the same angle at the bottom as the top. So if you can stay on at the bottom, you can stay on at the top.
Okay.
So it doesn't get like steep.
But you just crash harder if you don't.
Well, ideally we're not crashing.
Okay.
We want to look out of the turn.
These are good tips.
They'll take care of you.
I mean, funny enough, when I was a kid, my brake broke off, so I am somewhat familiar of no brakes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm ready.
there.
Yeah, I'm ready.
It was at this point that I started to feel really nervous. Even though there are sayings about how easy it is to ride a bike, this felt different. And not even 15 seconds in, my nerves were telling me I told you so, because I couldn't get my feet clipped into the pedals.
oh yeah, these are SPDSLs. I can pop the ones off my road.
You know, I'm like, this might be user error. It might be, but.
They look very similar.
So it turns out that your shoes and your pedals have to be the exact same brand, and mine were not speaking the same language.
Okay, take 2. Maybe? Oh yeah, I'm in. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can see where you can pick up speed extremely fast.
Yeah, you use the track to slow down.
My first few laps were with Team USA, so I learned a lot about the sport and what it takes to be a high-level athlete in this arena. At a world competition, 15 teams will qualify from the group race. The top 8 finishers get 3 people to represent their country in the individual competitions, whereas teams that place 9th through 15th only get 1 represented athlete. All qualifying teams get to compete in the 2 individual races, but if you have 3 athletes, the coach can diversify who races each. But with only 1 athlete, the same person has to race both. Each type of race has a point system associated, and the individual athletes are collecting points on behalf of their team, which means during the Olympic selection process, you are not guaranteed the spot that you qualified for the team.
So the Olympic standard is an indoor wooden 250-meter velodrome, but there's so much variation. There's very common sizes like 333 meters.
Okay.
So 3 laps would be 1,000 meters.
Okay, I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
Yeah, 4 laps on the red.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stop at the top and we're gonna practice dropping it. I'm ready.
Our races are decided by hundredths or thousandths of a second.
Yeah.
It's like every little bit that you can see
Yeah.
counts.
The velodrome is extremely intimidating, and look, I know it seems like I'm moving in slow motion, but what you see and how it felt are very different experiences. It really was not as scary as I thought it was going to be, and it truly felt like I was flying. After my session, I was able to sit down with Team USA and ask the important questions.
Okay, so how do you afford a bike?
We don't. So these are all, we're sponsored by Look. We are very privileged to be provided bikes by them. And so these are our bikes, but they belong to USA Cycling.
It was almost time for the professionals to take over, but I had one more test.
4 laps time. She said that she can do it in like 19 seconds. And I'm doing it in what?
27.
Were you going as hard as?
I feel like I could like give a little bit more effort in the pedal, but also I'm like not trained in the corners. I did notice that like when I started to go fast, it almost was more comfortable to be higher.
The 1 hour session didn't even scratch the surface, but I still had so many questions.
Okay, maybe a dumb question, like how do you travel with your bikes?
So we have not a dumb question. It is a process. Deconstruct them and put them into cardboard boxes. And then we travel with them like luggage, which oftentimes airlines do not like. I think we traveled back with like 60 items, checked items, and 8 people.
So are you gonna like ultimately race your fastest race in a hot environment?
Well, wood's the fastest for sure.
Oh, really?
Yes, because it's so slick. There's like it's all about rolling resistance and air resistance. And so the hotter it is, the faster it is, because there's less, like the particles in the air are moving faster. But the higher humidity is also faster. For Pan Ams, it was 100 degrees inside the velodrome.
My gosh.
They don't usually put AC inside, and so we had to do some heat acclimation. Altitude too, yes, altitude has a massive, you can go like seconds faster in some things.
On a higher or lower?
Higher.
They all said that I had a really great stride and they told me that I look like a natural.
Wow. Seriously, we're a natural, I'm not even kidding.